This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so until now we have seen building of RAML, and yesterday we have seen how to apply policies. So any questions there? Do you have any questions on yesterday's topic on how to apply policies? Because that is very important.
Present, no Kirti. We will get dots when practicing.
Yeah. So when you are doing assignments, if at all you get any doubt, you can reach out to me. We'll see together. And today we'll see what are API fragments and how to use them. So on the other day I have mentioned, right? So in the RAMLs, whatever we have done until now, it is very basic. So that is just very basic way. But in general, in any project, we will not do in that way. It means the structure and everything remains same, but we have to do some small changes. Like I will show you here. We have written employee onboard. So for this one, if you see here, we are giving examples in hard-coded way. So everywhere we are giving examples in a hard-coded way, and we are giving responses also hard-coded way. So this is not a suggested way of developing, because in future, if at all anything changes, like here I have like 10 APIs, and if I have only one change in one API, in that case I will change only this one, but it will be like we'll be disturbing the entire main API file, right? So that is not suggested, and it is not recommended. So for that one, what we can do is we can declare our example somewhere, like we can declare examples and we can use that type here. So instead of giving it hard coded, we can give it in, we can refer it from one more file. And also data type. So here if you can see, we are giving application JSON, but we are not giving any data type. Like this one, we did not give any type for this. We are simply giving example. So instead of that, we can create a data type for this value. Like this is a data type. We can give like that. We can declare it and we can use it here. So what is the use of that one is it can be used across multiple API files. Suppose I'm having two RAML files, and these two RAML files have to use some of the data, some of the common reusable data. So no need of writing in this way. We can simply refer it. And the third one is, so we'll see examples, we'll see data types, and the third one is traits. What are traits is, so whenever there is a reusable code in our RAML, so that we can declare as trait and we can use it all over our project. Okay, so they will ask you in interviews like what are the API fragments. So you can say we are dividing our entire project into multiple pieces and we are reutilizing them all over the project. And among them we have few types, like we are, so these are the main things which we use. So examples, we declare examples and we use them. Data types, for these examples we are declaring as this data type and we will use them. And traits means these are the reusable components. So the piece of code which can be reused across all the APIs, we can keep it in traits and we can use it. Okay, so today we'll see how we can do, we will apply all these three. For that, I have taken one example, like not to disturb the existing one, I will create one more API with this data. So let's say this is an HR employee. So we have taken onboard employee, right? Let's say this is employee HR API. And I have taken a small example like localhost, HTTP localhost 8081, create employee. And this is my request. So this will be my request type. So here I have, this is my request. And for this request, I'm giving responses. There are multiple types of responses, as you know. If at all it is success, I'm giving 201 created as response. And my code will be this one. This is my response, like code, message, description is created successfully, message is created, date, time. We can, so this is just a sample, like that API will return something like this we are giving.
The date time will take from the system, or it will be giving an hard coded here?
Here we are giving it hard coded, but while implementing, you can give it from system.
Okay.
Yeah. Transaction ID, I have just given some unique ID, something like this. So something similar to this one. We are just we are designing our API, not building this API. We are simply designing this API. So these are all examples. So 201 created, and if at all there is bad request, we will say 400 bad request. Oh, 1 second, sorry. So we'll say 400. Message is bad request. Description is invalid request, and these two will be same. And if at all there is any unknown error like 500 internal server error, this will be our code, response code and the response phrase. And we'll have code 500 internal server error, and we'll display a message like unexpected error encountered. Please contact support team. Date, time, and transaction ID, something like this. So this is just an example I have given. This is just an example. So this we are simply designing for this API. If at all we want to design anything for this API, how to design in a standard way, we will see. Okay, let me go and create it.
Transaction ID we will be getting automatically, right? When we do normal execution also. In payload, above payload, when we debug and see, we can see this ID, right? That ID only you are giving, or?
No. Generally, why we will get transaction ID, we will not get, right?
General execution will get, right, Kirti? In the execution, before the payload, every service we will get this number, right? In Mule Anypoint Studio.
Yeah, generally that will be getting. Here I am just displaying any transaction ID, like if at all I give any headers, right? Suppose for this request I'm giving any header, like header I'm giving
Okay.
transaction ID, something like this. I'm giving 1, 2, 3. So this transaction ID should be getting in the response, like this.
Oh, that Trancore ID and this transaction ID is different. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just an example. Don't go into too much technical, because this is just we are designing, not implementing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And let's go. Design center. So here we will go and create new specification. So as normal only, we will be creating a YAML, and I will give employee HR API. This is YAML type, and creating a specification.
Kirti, if we want to do practice directly from today's class, we can practice, right? And last Monday class is not required. Right? This is similar to that, right?
Yeah, that is similar. This is similar to it. So if you get some hands-on in the simple one, right, then it will be easy for you to understand this one. That's why I have given on Monday class, I have just explained you very simple and very easy way. So if you understand that one, it will be very easy for us to implement the examples and data types. In the first class only, if I say about examples and data types, it will be very confusing.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
No problem. So here you know what we have to go. Base URI we can give. So let's take this is my base URI. And after this one, I can give description like why we need this API. This API is to create employee in HR system. So I will be taking only one API here, because we have seen all get and how to give the headers and all, right? So I will here, and I will be just giving you one example. So let's see how it goes, because for this example we will implement all the data types and examples. In the similar way, you can do it for all the APIs. So let's take suppose I want this create employee. Okay, I will here, instead of create employee, I will say employee. Under employee, I will have this one, create employee. So you all know, right? Here, whatever we can give description. For this API is to manage employees, I will simply say. Create. Okay. Enter. You will see what is the method. So I want to give post method. And here, if at all I want to give any headers, so everything it is asking. Let's take, so until now we have given the body, right? So as first we have taken body, and I'm giving application JSON, and I'm giving example, and here in the example I have taken my example like this. Yes, like this we are doing. So instead of this, how to get our examples, I will show you. Let me just complete this one. And if at all I want to take any headers also, I can give. So if after post, if I click on enter, I will be having some headers, and I can say I can give whatever my header. Suppose I want to give X transaction ID, or I will say XTID. I will give enter, and it will give some. Suppose if you want any required field or something like that. If you want to give any type, I want to give it as integer, and enter, and I want required, it is true. Oh sorry, it came up to 2 times. Required true, and you want to give any description. So this header is transaction ID. I will give here just for transaction X transaction ID. Okay, so this is the header we have to give for this one, and this is the body we have to give body example. And after body, what we have given? Generally we have given responses. So under body straight alignment, I am getting responses. Under responses, generally what we have taken, like suppose in my example, I want to give 201 created. I will give 201, and I will give description is success response, or I will say employee created. And after this one, it will say body application JSON, and I will give example hard coded. So everything here giving hard coded. Okay, and after this one I will give for, let's say 400 description, bad request, body application JSON, and example, my example. Similar way, just for 500 I will write. Body application JSON example, and this one. So this is 1 second. Yeah. So this is how we have done, and we are able to see create employee and post. We will be seeing the example and responses how it looks. Now let's implement the example one. So how to implement? Let's see. 1 minute, guys. Sorry, guys. Here let me go for the example. So what I will do is I will just copy this one, and here I can create a new file. Suppose if you want to give example, so here we can select what are all the types we have. We want to create example type, and I will say this is my create request, right? I will say create request example, create. So here I'll just paste this one. That's all. But if you do it like this way, suppose if you have multiple examples, so you will have multiple files here. So it will be very clumsy to understand what is example, what is data type. So it will be very difficult for us to understand. So for that, what we have to do is general structure is create a folder for examples and just drag and drop this. And whenever you create one more example, okay, let me just refresh it. Just create it under example files. All the example files should be under example folder. And in the similar way, we will be creating data type files, which will be under data types folder. I'll create one more folder, data type. So here we have our data type folder. Now it is empty and example file. So here we have our example file here. So how to get this one to our main RAML file? So we have to get this file and get this data type. Get this example in our file. So how to get it? So in this one, you can simply then enter, and you can say here you can see multiple options. You can use uses. One second. This is very important to understand this syntax. Syntax we have to remember anyhow. So we have to remember the syntax. So I have taken here. For data type, we have to use uses, but for example, no need of using this one. We can simply say example move do a this one exclamatory. It will come include, and it will automatically show you what are the folders here. So under examples, select your example YAML file. That's all. So in this way, whenever you are doing some changes, let's say you are after you are reviewing with the client, he says the example should change. So you can simply come and change in this file instead of touching in your main YAML file. In this way, I will create many examples. Like here in my YAML file, I should give the examples for responses as well. So for this, what I will create? I will create 4 example files. I'll say plus new file, and I will give, let's say this is my success response example, create, and I will give this one. That's all. In a similar way, okay, this I have created in this one. Let me just drag and drop. Okay, new file, and I will say we want 400 bad request also, right? So bad request response example, create, and I will also create new file, internal service error, right? Internal server error, sorry, internal server error example. So for all this one, I will give my examples from my main one. So here we have main one. So instead of giving it here, I will give it in that files. Example, this is for created successfully. Go and paste it in the created successfully. It is done. And what is our next one? Our next one is bad request. I will paste this in my bad request example. Bad request. Save. And next is my internal server error. I'll paste this one. Internal server error. So now I have to refer them. So for coming to our success response, I will say this is my success response 201. I will remove this one, and I will say include examples. What is my example? Success response example. That's all. In the similar way, I have to do for the others also. For the bad request, I will remove the hard coding, and I will include from there. include examples, bad request response. And for server, internal server error, same. Examples, internal server examples. So in this way, we can create an example folder, give all the examples here and refer it in your main YAML file. In future, if at all there are any changes in the example, no need to come to your main file at all. Whatever you can do it here only. Suppose in the internal server error, the client says that, okay, this example is good, but instead of 500, I want 501. You can give this one. In the response only, he wants 501. Or let's say for this unexpected error, don't give me this one. I want some changes here. So whatever the changes are happening, you can simply come and do in this one. No need to go and do any changes in the main YAML. This is the main use. And in this same type, we can also create the data type. So how to create the data type? Let's go here and here create new file and simply create. Suppose this is my request data type. Create. So here I have to give the types. So I will give, you can give description here if you want. Description. This is request data type. And I will say types. Let me just check the syntax once because syntax is very important. Actually, I have captured all the things how to give it. Data types. 1 second. I will give here let me just check. Let me duplicate this tab once. You have to give request. Okay. You can simply say types and enter what is my request type. So here, suppose I want to have my request. Okay, 1 minute. Request data type. And enter, and you'll have all the options here. Suppose if you want to give any description, this is my request data type. Enter, and you can give here type. So here type means here generally what is our request data type. So if you see one example, this is my create request. So in this one, do we have any particular type? We have mixed type, right? So this will come as object. So here we have to give type as object. And then you can give the example, like example, and you can give the some. So each one by one, you can give each one example. Like suppose my request data type contains display name, or I can say example, and I'll give EMP-ID, and I will give for this one value. I will click on enter. 1 second. I just need to give in this way in the properties. One second. What is my here? My request is EMP-ID. EMP-ID. Enter. And I will give this is required. So we have to have this one, right? I will give required true. Enter. And I will give one example. So let's say my example here is 100. or if it doesn't accept, simply come enter and you can say value 100. And let me check, it is not taking. If at all we have to give some type, let's take example.
Instead of example, we can give direct data type, right, Kirti? Type integer we can give, right?
Yes, that is what. But actually, generally, it should take the example also. So if we give example strict value, it should take type integer, and here I will give example. Yeah. So in a similar way, I will create for all the other things. So here we have EMP ID, EMP name, EMP status, EMP address. So in the similar way, I will just copy this one and I should paste it under this one. EMP ID, I'll just format this one. It will show us error because EMP ID. So here, okay, this one, yes. The indentation is important. It will still say it is error because EMP ID, it is a duplicate key, because we can have only one key with the unique name we have to have. So I'll say EMP name. That error will be gone. I'll copy. And this is not an integer. For us, this is a string. And I will give name as something like name example. And I will copy this. EMP name, EMP address. Let's take EMP address. Address example. I will copy this again and I will paste it. We have EMP address and we have EMP status. Status example. So in this way, we have created our first type, that is of request data type. So how to use this one? Go to your main YAML file, and here we can say it uses this our main API. This uses our data type, right? So for this one, create a data type of variable. Like you can say my type, my data type colon. You can include here. Include what you want to include. Data types. Under this one, you have this one YAML. So by here, what we are mentioning is go and take data types from this file. Include data types file. So here we have created one type. So from this type, we have to select which data type we want to use. Suppose for here in application JSON example, I will click on enter and I will say here I will be having type which which type I want to use. So if you see here, my data type can be shown here. So I'll click on my data type dot. So in my data type one, I have created request data type. That's all. Let's see what is the error. Unsolved reference. Type dot name of another element which its properties will be in. Let's see whatever we have given in this example matches or not. Create request. We have EMP ID, EMP name, EMP address, EMP status. This should be mapping with our data type. EMP ID, EMP name, EMP address, and EMP status. Why it is showing in this way?
Only my type. If we give, it will not. My data type. Till my data type only we have to give, it seems. Can you?
No. We have to select. We have to select what data type we have to give. So here under my data type, if I click on dot, here we will have what are all the data types present in my data type. So in my data type, I have request data type. So it is giving like this.
Okay.
Let me just check. So here uses, and we have to give type dot request data type. All. I don't know what is the error here. So if I remove this, spot, let me remove this include once. Since we are already using this uses, it should come. Data types. Unsolved reference my data type dot request data type. Request data type. Create. But is I have this one. I'm just checking if at all I have given the right one only. Give me a minute. Properties from this one I will add. So instead of using that file, I will use this file. Expected module, but found this one. My sample one I have created. I don't see the problem actually. data type, and it is object. This properties. So I have given in the same way here, but it is working here and it is not working here. Okay, let me come back to you on this one, guys. So I think there is a problem with RAML in my RAML only. So let me check. I mean, I don't see any problem, but there might be some small glitch I'm unable to find now. Data types and it is everything is the same.
Just like this uses, it got accepted, right? Now it is throwing error. It was accepting, right? Uses.
Yes, that yeah. Include data type and data type. Just before it was accepting, right?
Due to more space, two spaces are there. It's not like that.
I don't think so because let me save it and I will give again users, and that's all right. Users my type I will. And I will give this one data. It is taking, and here let me just type and I'll give my type dot request. This is giving problem now. Request data type. EMP ID, EMP name, EMP address. Okay, here there is only small d. Okay, EMP status. And in my example, here also d. Status, EMP address, EMP name, EMP ID. My type dot request data type. Dot, it should not have a dot here. It should be the same thing. Okay, we'll take a look into this one. I will just do some research on this, why it is coming like this. We'll see in tomorrow's class what is happening here. So generally, I have designed one API something like this. So here, what we do is we just give, this is my type, ty is my type, ty dot request type I'm giving. So here in my users, it is ty data type slash request type. So if I say request type, I will be having the similar thing. That's all. So it should work generally normally. I don't see what's the problem here. So the description and title should not matter at all. Let's check. So I'll come back to you on this one. Okay.
Okay, Kirti.
Yeah, sure. And you wanted this note, right? Whatever we have
Yes,
given, yeah, this type way, whatever we are doing here.
yes, Kirti. Yes.
So I have taken notes of all the things like how to use data type, how to use this one. I will send it to you. This request and all. And let's see if this traits, and I think tomorrow we can cover for traits as well, because once the data type comes, then only we can go for traits. So let me just debug this one, and I don't understand what is the problem, because type it is showing here type as my type, and it was type.
So RAML level we have already declared, right? In the root RAML, root one. So again in the body, again we have to declare like this, Kirti.
Yes, because in the RAML level, what we are taking the main file. Suppose in this file, if I have multiple things, like here I have request data type, and in this one only I can have multiple. Say, let's say I will give in the same way. I'll go here, and here I will enter. Suppose I want response type also, so I will say success response type.
Understood. Okay. It may have multiple, right? That's why we are going to give a
Yes.
particular one. In the body we have to declare. Okay.
Yes, that's why we are in the body we are declaring the main file. Then after that one we will give what is the subtype we are giving, prop or sub object, and here we will have properties, and in properties we will give step by step. Like here for suppose in response, what are we having response? We are having response code, right? So I will say code, and I will just give description. This is code, and I will give type. This is string, right? So string, and I will give example. So this is what is our example here? Let's say created. Oh, sorry, 201 is my example. Integer. Okay, it is coming here. Integer. And in a similar way, I will have code, message. So for this one, we can, so whatever we do, we can create in this way. So that's why we have to give, we have to give what is the type. That is the thing. And I'll paste it. Description is message. Type is string. And I will give message is created. Like this. So I have to, so in this one, if at all we go to our main file, if I say my type dot, you will see two types now, because one is request data type, the other one is success response type, like that. Okay, I'll come back to you on this one tomorrow. I have to see what is the mistake, if at all we have done anything or any space is there, we have to see. I'll come back to you on this tomorrow.
Okay, Kirti. Okay. We'll try to practice something. Huh?
Yeah. You can try to practice the main RAML, and if you want to include examples as well, you can include.
Okay. Okay, Kirti. You'll send an email, right? That.
Yeah, I will send you this entire thing. Whatever I have captured it, I will send you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh. Any other questions? Okay. Yeah. Thank you then.
Thanks, Kirti. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.